This was Washington, D.C. in 1968, a city on fire. It was one of more than 100 American cities gripped by civil unrest following the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. 5 decades later, the physical scars from the Washington riots are gone, erased from an area that once featured performances from so many prominent entertainers of color that it was called Black Broadway.
The big change came in 1968 when Dr. King was assassinated. That was a very, very, very devastating time. I remember specifically that evening when someone just burst into the door here and said, "Dr. King has been shot. Dr. King has been shot." Well, we don't even believe that.
Virginia Ali owns the iconic Washington restaurant Ben's Chili Bowl. As the riots began and the mayor declared a curfew, Ben's Chili Bowl remained open, serving first responders and community leaders. Ali remembers how it all started.
That evening when that guy came in and yelled that, and then someone else came in with the same comment, and we were like, that can't be. We find a transistor radio, somebody had a transistor radio.
All the music programming was suspended. Everybody who was involved in the station was on the air, pleading and asking people to go back into your homes, protect your kids, protect what's left. That was a 24/7.
Dewey Hughes was a radio personality at Voice of America in the early 1960s. And in 1968, while working at Washington's WOL-AM radio station, long before the advent of cell phones, his colleagues relied on trusted sources reporting from payphones around the city.
On a couple occasions, they had to just drop the phone and get out of the way. They're saying that people, they are having out-of-body experiences. I mean, there's a craze on the faces and the energy of folks who are picking up anything, breaking windows. You can't stop anybody. How far is it going to go?
King's assassination sparked uprisings, not just in Washington, but across the country. But historians say the tension had been building for years.
There were a range of factors that were already reshaping the city. The fight for desegregation of the public schools caused a rapid and profound white flight outside of the city.
Smithsonian curator Samir Migueli says that when whites left the city, so did the public funding.
There was actually federal and local disinvestment in cities, so there wasn't the maintenance and upkeep that was needed of the city's facilities and its neighborhoods. The schools were overcrowded, underfunded, in poor physical condition.
D.C. is this very comfortable, very manicured place, but in the trenches, and folks wake up and they don't have anything to eat.
Unrest in Washington lasted almost 2 weeks. 13 people died. More than 1,200 fires left tens of thousands homeless. Property damage was around $24 million. And yet, a lot has changed in 50 years. Washington has had 8 mayors since 1968, all of them black. The current mayor is the second woman. White flight has been reversed, and Washington is no longer a black majority city. Built from the ashes and shattered storefronts of 1968, the city is now greatly gentrified, with housing costs among the highest in the country.
We must all learn to live together as brothers, or we will all perish together as fools.
It was here at Washington's National Cathedral that King delivered his final Sunday sermon just days before his assassination in Memphis, Tennessee. It was another call for unity from a man whose legacy endures half a century after his death.
We will bring about a new day of justice and brotherhood and peace. And that day the morning stars will sing together, and the sons of God will shout for joy. God bless you.
Arash Arabasadi, VOA News, Washington.